Once upon a time, there was an abandoned house. No one lived there because strange noises were often heard coming from inside. The roof had collapsed, the window panes were broken, but there was something about the house that made people afraid to even pass by. A family had once lived there, but one night they disappeared and never returned. The house was left abandoned ever since. One day, a group of brave kids decided to uncover the mystery of the house. They all met up at night and, each holding only a flashlight, started walking down the dark path. The house was deep in the forest, and in the dark of night, it looked like a ghostly figure. As they got closer, they suddenly heard a faint whisper from inside. "Find me! Find me!" The voice seemed to echo off the walls. The kids looked at each other in fear, but decided to open the door and go inside. Once inside, the house was even more terrifying. The walls were almost decayed, and the floorboards were cracked and broken. In the middle of the room was an old chest. On top of the chest was an old photo frame, slightly shaking, as if someone was looking at it. One of the kids, gathering courage, picked up the photo. The moment they did, a strange hum rose from the chest. The kids, now in a panic, started running towards the door. But just as they were about to open it, something stopped them. A shadow appeared outside the door. It slowly began to move closer. With every step it took, the kids' heartbeats grew faster. The shadow took one more step, then suddenly vanished. The kids froze, staring at each other, trembling in fear. Just then, a scream echoed through the house. The kids didn't know what to do for a moment. One of them said, "I think we should run." But another said, "No, we have to do something. There's a mystery here." So they decided to head deeper into the forest. Going there took courage, but their curiosity got the best of them. That night, only one of the kids managed to make it back. The rest of them were never found in the house or the forest. They had left a trail in the woods, but that trail eventually disappeared. Anyone who later went into the forest could never find the spot where the children had vanished. But one evening, a person walking alone through the forest again heard those same old voices. "Find me, find me." And that years passed, but the house and the forest continued to spread fear. People seemed to forget about the missing children, but those who ventured into the forest still reported strange things. Those who spent the night in the woods felt cold winds suddenly blow near the old house, and sometimes they would spot footprints that seemed to follow them. But no one dared to enter the house. One day, a new group of children decided to explore the old house. However, this time, there was a difference. They had heard the story of the missing children, and, after careful preparation, they set out. They carried old maps that showed the last place the children were seen. But no one knew if the maps were accurate. As the evening came, the kids ventured deeper into the forest. With every step, the terrifying image of the house grew closer. But this time, something was different. A light was glowing inside the house. This was strange because no one was supposed to be there. When they entered the house, the walls were lined with old photographs. The photos were memories of the missing children. But there was something odd. In the photos, the children's eyes were empty. They didn't seem to be looking at the camera, but rather as if they were staring at something far away. Suddenly, one of the children discovered a strange passage hidden behind a wall. It was a narrow, dark tunnel. But this tunnel seemed to lead them deeper into the forest, possibly to another world, a place where they could follow the trail of the missing children. As they ventured inside, everything felt different. Everything was frozen. Time had stopped, but there was something else. They weren't alone. Darkness slowly began to envelop them, and their fear was becoming so real, it was starting to feel like it was physically surrounding them. With every step, the voices of the missing children grew louder and sharper. Find me! Find me! But the children didn't know what to do. That's when they realized. The house wasn't just a place for the missing children. It was a prison for all the lost souls of the past. And the tunnel. It was pulling them into that dark world, into the endless void, where the lost remained trapped.